A flood strikes, challenging KL and the rivals' leadership. Lyra, Riven, and Thorn act decisively, while Alaric watches unseen. Subscribe to Turmoil Studio to follow the adventure. The chamber stretched infinitely, molten gold threads bending into impossible angles, prisms floating like fractured constellations above. Kale stepped onto a trembling filament, pulse tightening, sensing the latent awareness embedded in every oscillation. Lyra mirrored him, halo arcs tracing subtle filaments, scanning the lattice's hidden pulses. "It's alive," she whispered, voice steady, yet tinged with awe. "But it's not welcoming us. Not fully." From the shadows, Alaric's silhouette flickered, blades gleaming faintly as he leapt onto a golden filament, deliberately severing connections between nodes. Sparks scattered, threads collapsing into shadowed voids. "So predictable," he muttered, voice low, taunting. "Always thinking in straight lines, Kale. You never adapt fast enough." Kale's jaw tightened. "We move carefully. Every motion matters." He extended his hand, feeling the lattice's subtle tremors. The anomaly hovered at their side, tendrils quivering, caught between following Kale's pulse and reacting to Alaric's disruption. Lyra raised her hand, halo light stretching across the chamber, weaving protective arcs around the lattice. "We stabilize first. Focus on intent, not the interference." Her voice carried calm authority, doctrinal precision anchoring the team even as threads snapped unpredictably. Riven ignited his gauntlets, arcs of fire bracing the most fragile filaments. It's testing more than coordination now. Every step Alaric takes sends ripples we must counter instantly. Thorn crouched, fingers tracing hidden pulses along the lattice. He's rewriting sequences, embedding his own resonance into the network. The hidden signal detects him, but it's curious, not hostile. Yet, we must respect its logic while defending it from sabotage. Kale exhaled sharply. "Then we move as one." Lyra leads intent, I mirror it. The lattice responds to clarity, not chaos. Alaric may interfere, but he cannot command our cohesion. A surge of golden threads bent violently upward as Alaric swung his blades, fracturing the lattice mid-pulse. Sparks of shadow shot across the chamber, threatening to sever the floor beneath Kale. He leapt, landing on a collapsing filament, and extended both hands into the lattice, sending synchronized pulses to Lyra. "Steady the pulse. Every filament counts." Lyra's halo arcs entwined with his pulse, stabilizing the section. "It's responding, but the moment we falter, Alaric's interference will propagate." From above, a cluster of prisms shifted in impossible angles, reflecting fractured light across threads, creating false pathways. Alaric darted along one prism, severing connections between nodes with precise slashes, almost playful in his malice. "Try not to get lost," he said. "This chamber isn't yours." Riven roared, fire erupting along a collapsing golden filament to counter a shadowed arc. "He's aggressive, but we control intent. Every move we stabilize weakens his influence." Thorn crouched, mapping the lattice's subtle feedback. "The hidden signal watches him, yes, but it's judging us first. Every correction, every adaptation strengthens our alignment with its logic." Kale's eyes darted across the chamber. "He thinks he's dictating the rhythm, but we are the measure." "Lyra, lead the intent flow. I will follow and reinforce." Riven and Thorn braced the structural nodes. "The anomaly mirrors us, not him." Threads snapped violently as Alaric struck a critical junction. Sparks scattered into the abyss below. Kyle extended a hand, feeling the lattice's pulse respond to both threat and guidance. "We are not reacting. We are calculating, integrating. Every pulse becomes a line of influence the network must accept." Lyra's voice rose in calm authority, halo arcs pulsing faster. "Align. Every motion deliberate. Every hesitation dangerous. The chamber itself is a test now, not just Alaric." Suddenly, a massive node at the chamber's center pulsed violently. Tendrils of shadow and gold spiraled upward, projecting a hidden script into the air. Alaric leapt into it, attempting to corrupt its resonance. Sparks of energy arced outward. "Too slow," he snarled, striking another filament. "This network isn't yours yet." Kale's hand hovered above the central filament. "It is ours, if we act as one. Not by force, but by intent." He synchronized his pulse with Lyra, sending a wave of golden resonance through the lattice. The anomaly reacted, tendrils stretching to stabilize threads Alaric attempted to sever. Riven leapt, gauntlets blazing, holding a collapsing section that Alaric had nearly destroyed. "We anchor the chamber. Not just survive, influence it." Thorn pressed fingertips to the lattice, feeling the hidden script's vibrations beneath. "It adapts to us, faster than Alaric can disrupt it. Each of his strikes is a line of data for the network. Every stabilization we send writes the countercode." Alaric's movements grew more erratic, almost panicked as the lattice subtly resisted his interference. "Impossible," he hissed. "You're bending it without touching it." Kael exhaled sharply, eyes narrowing. "It's teaching us. It will let us integrate only if we act with clarity, intent, and cohesion. Alaric can destroy threads, but he cannot destroy alignment." Lyra extended both hands fully, halo arcs weaving into the anomaly. "We stabilize the central node. Every pulse a lock, every intention a line of code it can recognize. The network adapts, yes, but it respects coherence, not chaos." The chamber quivered violently, floating prisms spinning faster, reflecting every pulse into new microthreads. Alaric lunged, attempting to sever a critical filament connecting the node to the outer lattice. Kale mirrored his movement with synchronized pulse and footwork, deflecting the strike without touching him physically. Every interference writes itself into our equation. We adapt faster than he predicts. Riven's fire stabilized collapsing threads. Lyra guided the anomaly's tendrils to brace shadowed arcs, and Thorn countered subtle distortions by integrating hidden vibrations into the pulse. Alaric snarled in frustration. "I can't break it." "You move as one." Kale's jaw tightened. "Then let him try. We do not falter." He and Lyra extended synchronized energy into the central node, anomaly tendrils weaving golden arcs to secure unstable filaments. The chamber's pulse changed, resonating with clarity instead of chaos. The hidden signal stirred fully, tendrils of intelligence weaving a lattice of golden and shadow threads converging at the central node. Alaric staggered, almost as if repelled by the network itself. What are you doing?" he whispered. Lyra's halo flared brighter than ever, arcs connecting every critical filament. "We are not destroying you. We are integrating the network's logic. Every step, every pulse, every choice becomes a single statement. We exist in harmony with the lattice." The central node pulsed again, stronger, projecting an intricate three-dimensional script that rippled outward. Threads reformed where Alaric attempted sabotage, golden arcs stabilizing instantly. "It accepts us," Kale murmured. "Not fully, but enough to proceed." Alaric's frustration turned to anger, then retreat. "This isn't over," he snarled, disappearing into the shadows. Sparks scattered as he fled, leaving the chamber alive but no longer hostile toward them. Kael and Lyra exchanged a glance, breathing heavily but composed. "We survived the interference. The network recognizes cohesion, not aggression," Lyra said. "But Alaric has learned from this too. The next encounter will be more dangerous." Riven exhaled, extinguishing gauntlets. "We didn't just traverse it. We shaped it." Thorn nodded, still crouched over the lattice. "Integration achieved, but the hidden signal remains aware. Its true comprehension awaits deeper layers. Alaric is gone for now, but he is part of the network's memory as well." Kael stepped toward the central node, hand hovering above the pulsating lattice. We moved forward. The chamber tested intent, cohesion, and adaptability. We passed, but the deeper intelligence is still watching, still learning. The anomaly pulsed alongside them, tendrils weaving into the golden threads. "It follows our rhythm," Lyra said softly, "and now it trusts us just enough to continue." The chamber expanded around them, prisms rotating into new configurations, threads stretching deeper than ever before. "The next threshold awaits," Kale whispered, "and we step into it together." They advanced, each step guided by intuition and the subtle pulse of the anomaly, whose tendrils now moved with a quiet certainty. The threads beneath them began to form intricate patterns, fractal bridges suspended over an endless void, glowing faintly with the network's hidden energy. Every step felt heavier, as if the lattice itself was weighing their intent. Suddenly, a wave of golden and shadowed threads erupted from the central node, forming a barrier that split the chamber into jagged segments. "It's testing adaptability," Lyra said, eyes scanning the shifting lattice. "Not coordination, not speed our perception. Can we see the right path before it vanishes?" Kyle extended his hand, fingertips brushing a floating filament. "We move through it like water, not forcing, not rushing, every pulse deliberate." The network responded instantly, threads twisting into a delicate spiral that formed a new corridor, unstable but passable. Riven leapt forward, fire igniting fragile threads to hold them steady. "It's shaping the path as we move, but every stabilization is temporary. We must predict the collapse before it happens, not after." Thorn crouched, tracing subtle vibrations along the lattice. Its layering tests now simultaneously assessing instinct, foresight, and pattern recognition. "We're learning, but so is it, and faster than we can process." Ahead, the central prisms shifted, projecting a web of light that intersected with threads at impossible angles. Within the web, pulses of encoded energy flickered like stars, each one a fragment of logic that had to be read, interpreted, and integrated. "These are not obstacles," Kale said. "They are questions, and the answers are in how we act." Lyra mirrored his movements, halo arcs weaving into the lattice. "Not just action, Kale. Intention. The network doesn't just see what we do, it senses why we do it." A sudden surge of shadowed threads shot upward, forcing them to split attention. Riven's fire stabilized one path. Thorn mapped the vibrations on another, while Kale and Lyra synchronized pulses into a third. "We operate as a single system," Kale said through clenched teeth. "Each node a vital component, each decision feeding the whole." The anomaly pulsed brightly, tendrils probing multiple points simultaneously, bridging gaps and responding to each micro-adjustment. It shivered slightly as if questioning their logic, then settled, acknowledging their rhythm. "It's curious now," Lyra said, "testing initiative rather than reaction. We're shaping its perception of us." Threads below shifted suddenly, forming a descending spiral that twisted into a void lined with glowing nodes. "Another threshold," Kale whispered. "And this one isn't linear. Every step down changes the environment above." As they descended, golden arcs snapped into place around them like skeletal fingers, guiding their motion but also threatening to snap if their synchronization faltered. "The network wants to see resilience under pressure," Riven muttered. "Not just stability. How we recover defines the path." Then, the anomaly recoiled, tendrils quivering violently. From the depths, a new pulse rose, a rhythm older and more deliberate than any before. Threads bent into chaotic spirals, converging on a central, opaque node whose surface shimmered with impossible patterns.